domestic violence. Just don't do it. It's not right.
Near Pearl Ridge Center. The tragic crime happened in front of the victim's young daughter. We have team coverage of the shooting, including reaction from the victim's family. But we start first with the latest on HPD's investigation. Our Jolani Martinez is live at police headquarters.
Ladies, get trained and get armed. This woman here, her estranged husband, of course, shot and killed her after many threats. This continues to happen. It's sad. And ladies, you got to do better. You got to do better. Get trained and armed.
Steph, HPD says this wasn't a random attack, as the suspect and victim were in a relationship. The investigation is still ongoing, and they've classified it as a first-degree murder case. Police say at around 10:15 this morning, officers responded to a suspicious circumstance case in a parking lot near Pearl Ridge Center and found a 33-year-old woman with fatal gunshot wounds. HPD confirms that a family member did witness the shooting. Relatives say it was the couple's daughter. Another witness recalls hearing multiple gunshots as he was leaving a nearby bank.
And then all of a sudden I started hearing pop, 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 pop. 6 shots. And then a second or two later I heard pop, pop, pop. And I said, that's a gun, that's not fire alarm, fireworks. So I jumped behind a cement column. And then what was weird is I'm looking and I seen 3 or 4 ladies run by saying on the wall of the parking lot in the back of the cancer thing, running towards the street yelling, saying, oh no, don't. And then I heard like 5, 6, 7 seconds later, I guess whoever, I'm assuming it's a 9mm, he must have put another clip in. And then all of a sudden I hear pop, 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 pop. And I said, damn, that's like 12 bullets. And then I crouched down and ran out of the parking lot.
The suspect, 44-year-old Jason Cachuela, fled the scene. At around 1 this afternoon, dozens of police officers were seen in the suspect's neighborhood in Waipahu. Now, while our crews were at the Waipahu scene, police had a silver sedan towed from the area.
Yes, it was believed that the suspect had that vehicle at the time of the incident. We do know that there was a TRO that was served on him, which is why this case is classified as a murder in the first degree.
Police say Jason Cachuela was found dead at a home in Waipahu. Police also say a gun was used at the Waipahu location, but they're unsure if that same gun was used in the shooting at Pearl Ridge Center. Reporting live from HPD, Jolani Martinez, Hawaii News Now.
Thank you very much, Jolani. The victim's family says the couple had been having marital problems. Our Annalisa Burgos spoke to the victim's mother and 8-year-old daughter at the scene and continues our team coverage of the case. And
Yeah, it's incredibly tragic stuff. Lucita Aninihoa told me that she was meeting her daughter, Theresa Cachuela, at Pearl Ridge Center and was sitting inside Palimomi when she got the heartbreaking news from family members that her daughter had been shot and killed just outside, and her granddaughter witnessed everything. Grief and shock overwhelmed the family of 33-year-old Cachuela, a social media influencer and beauty entrepreneur. Aninihoa said her daughter had been abused by her husband and filed a temporary restraining order due to his continued harassment and stalking. Cachuela's 8-year-old girl told me that she saw her father shoot her mother in the head.
Her youngest daughter is the one that tragically saw everything.
How's she doing?
She's right now, she has so much faith, this little girl. She just started praying. She doesn't believe it. She doesn't believe her mom is gone. I don't believe it. They never arrested him, knowing that he had guns, knowing that he threatened to kill the kids and her in her own garage.
Now 3 children are without their mother just 3 days before Christmas. Ani Nihoa said that the tragedy could have been prevented had her daughter's requests for police help been taken seriously. And relatives told me that the suspect was supposed to surrender all his firearms as part of the TRO filed by the victim, and they want to know why and how he had one today. Annalisa Burgos, Hawaii News Now.
Thank you, Annalisa. Jason Cachuela did not have a criminal record, but in the days before the killing, he repeatedly threatened suicide. And Theresa Cachuela obtained a temporary restraining order against him for stalking her. Our Daryl Huff has details from court records and the reaction of his attorney and the agency who represented Theresa. Daryl.
Theresa Cachuela described terrifying behavior that began on December 6th, just a little more than 2 weeks ago. She did call police on 2 occasions, but there is no indication in the court records he was threatening her. On the 6th, she said Jason made threats of killing himself in front of herself and her children, and he took me alone to Waikiki, she wrote, and held a knife to his neck, traumatizing me and scaring me. The next day, he confronted her again, and she said police responded, and then on the day after that, she writes, Jason was already in the garage hiding under my car, and when I saw him, I ran in the house and my son ran down the road. She said she called police and filed the TRO that day, which says he had firearms at his home in Waipahu. But despite those incidents, court records show that at a hearing just 2 days ago, the couple agreed that he would stay away from her, but he would also have visitation.
I saw photographs and cards, loving messages from his wife to him as early as the first week of December. I was convinced that this relationship was retrievable, that at some point down the road, if he got the help he needed, it would be okay.
This happens way too many times. I can't even tell you how many times in my career, in the work that I've done and seen, that there's a murder and suicide that happens but it does go back to this power and control concept, where this abuser in this case took not only the ultimate control over the life of the victim, over Theresa, but he then took his own life.
Adding to this tragedy was that Theresa said she sought the TRO and called police not to punish her estranged husband, but I am doing this to protect myself, my children, and to hopefully get him the help he needs. Cachuela's attorney said he had found a psychiatrist for him. As is required in domestic restraining orders, the judge in this case did order Cachuela to surrender his firearms, and sources said the police SWAT team did collect some of his weapons. Daryl Huff, Hawaii News Now.
Thank you very much, Daryl. And the investigation of this tragic crime has...
God bless the victim here and her family and friends. This is just, it happens so much. It happens too much. Damn. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Please subscribe.